Welcome, everyone. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to be talking about quick market updates. For all those that don't know me, my name is John. And in today's live stream, we're going to be going over a few news as we do see the market had a really nice rip over the weekend, despite the fact that we've been seeing Trump and Elon Musk getting into an argument. A lot of people speculated that the market was going to dump. It's the complete opposite. It looks like nothing really even happened regarding those news, which is good, right? So let's go ahead and talk about what we got going on. Crypto bubbles on the monthly, as we see, really, really good performing month of. I'm sure this is also accounting May, probably towards the end, but overall on the month so far has been doing very, very well. As we see, hype 69%. Uni has been definitely taking over the scene. Today, Uni actually had over a 20% plus pump. SPX at 104, Y at 125. All across the board, we have seen some cryptocurrencies do very, very well these last couple of days. If we go ahead and take a look at the weekly, we do see green all across the board, which is what we want to see, right? And if you guys have noticed, there will be a few that have been correcting, such as Y, which is definitely completely normal. But looking at the daily, let's go ahead and see what we have going on the daily. So on the daily, things are also looking very well. Let me go ahead. Give me 1 second, as I don't know why I'm getting notifications on my computer. Okay, there you go. Just turn those off. Yeah, so daily looking pretty good. We're going to go and take a look at the hourly and a little bit of green too, all across the board. Some really good stuff in crypto. Really excited to go ahead and see where things go in the next coming days. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on with the rest of the market. So let's go over to the crypto fear and greed chart. So as we see, we are currently at 64 on the greed sentiment. Yesterday we were at 55, and last week we were at 55 as well. Bitcoin dominance has actually been falling, so we're actually at a 60.8% of Bitcoin dominance, but volume has rise up in the last 23 hours, last 24 hours, and went up 23%, which is really good. So Bitcoin overall looking very positive. There's a lot of positive things in the technicals that I definitely want to go ahead and focus on today that we're going to be talking about. But overall, we do see that the market is getting a little bit excited and hopeful with what we're seeing all across the board. I want to go ahead and talk about a few news that I came across that I thought would be very interesting for all of you. So this one I came across, a university based out in Texas is looking to go ahead and cash in on AI and crypto. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a good move? Not a good move. As we've been seeing, there has been a lot of institutional interest and a lot of other companies looking to add Bitcoin or some sort of cryptocurrency to their board. So it looks really positive. I mean, definitely some exposure to our space. So it's pretty interesting to go ahead and see. I mean, years ago, we would have never imagined this. One thing that I wanted to go ahead and talk about too, Meta, if you guys remember Meta, Facebook, recently, or should I say last bull cycle, actually went ahead and changed their name from Facebook to Meta in regards to the metaverse. I'm not sure if any of you remember, but there was hype about the metaverse and how we were going to be living in this, virtual world. Didn't really succeed. But as we do see now, Facebook is now looking to, well, actually they did acquire 49% stake at a company called Scaled AI, which is a leading data company that powers many of the AI applications. So once again, Zuckerberg looking for a way to have access and control to these markets. Very smart guy. He took over the social media scene. I mean, they also own Instagram, and I think they might also even own Snapchat. But yeah, so that's what we see. One of the biggest things that I wanted to kind of talk about today is Coinbase. Remember, if you guys remember these last couple of weeks, there's this big scandal regarding a lot of the data being exposed. It turns out that it was over 70,000 users. This was back in December of 2024. And basically, someone or a group of people went ahead and bribed Coinbase's customer service agents back in December to go ahead and have access to personal information of over 70,000 users. Now, some people are saying that KYC actually brings in more risk for many of the people that are in these exchanges as opposed to really benefiting them, right? Of course, I definitely do agree with it. As you see right here, people are talking about how KYC is flawed. And this not just goes with Coinbase itself, but many other exchanges that do require KYC. And one of the biggest reasons why they go ahead and require KYC, which stands for Know Your Customer, it was designed to go ahead and minimize fraud, money laundering, and also any kind of terrorism financing. So that's one of the main reasons why KYC is one of the things that exchanges, banks, certain platforms dealing with things like that, trading platforms, depending on where they're located, need and are required for KYC information. But a lot of people are arguing that KYC actually hurts us more than benefits us, and I definitely do agree with that. I mean, it's not a first time this has ever happened. It's nothing new. I mean, it happens in our everyday lives. Fraud is a very big thing in the United States, and I think it's actually worldwide. And a lot of people's information gets stolen, right? Identity theft is one of the biggest things. Zach XBT actually, this guy does a lot of investigations on the blockchain when people either steal funds or things like that. He actually went ahead and commented that he went ahead and made a test on a few platforms. And I think this might be gate.io. I don't know what kind of verification it asks for, but as you see right here, Zach XBT, which is a pretty known public figure in the crypto Twitter space, he went ahead and said, I went and tested this additional times using fictitious names such as, and using other names placed on the OFAC sanctions list with email addresses like, and I'm not saying the names for a reason, and all of these passed without an issue. And as you see right here, he shows proof that he went ahead and used these names and random emails, and the KYC passed with no issue. You know what I mean? So is KYC even needed? You know, and that's what people are basically arguing right now. I think KYC, of course, personally, I do not like KYC. I don't think no one does. I definitely do agree. It does give us more of that exposure to our information getting stolen, right? It's already a pretty common big trend in the United States, as I mentioned. A lot of these data platforms that store a lot of our data with these credit bureaus are usually overseas. Same scenario, they'll go ahead and bribe them, and then they'll give up all of our personal information. So I don't think it's an overseas problem. I mean, I would definitely say that it is part of it, but I would say when it comes to customer data, it definitely should be kept indoors, meaning it's kept within the company and heavily monitored, because it definitely is a high risk. And also considering with crypto, a lot of people store their funds here, right? So it's not just like you're only getting your identity stolen, but you're also getting your cryptocurrency stolen, which you can't reverse. As far as like if you get, a credit card, let's say someone gets access to your credit card, they go ahead and use it, they spend money on it. Chances are, as long as you could go ahead and prove that wasn't you, banks are going to go ahead and refund you your money. In this case, with cryptocurrencies, they won't. And I think that's also one of the main reasons why a lot of scammers target the crypto scene, because they really know they're not really going to do anything, right? And that's where the problem comes in when regulation is not really set in place. What do you guys think? Do you think KYC is necessary, or do you think it's useless? I personally think it's useless, but we'll go ahead and see. And I mean, this is a pretty common thing right now, so just be very careful with what you click on, who you interact with, and who you share personal data with. Especially if you're involved in the crypto space, just be very cautious during these times in the market. There is a big wave of scammers that come into the space to go ahead and start targeting new crypto users. So let's go ahead and take a look. Also, one thing that I wanted to go ahead and share before we start looking into market analysis, and we'll go ahead and see where things go into the market moving forward. People are actually betting on the poly market that Ethereum's price will reach $3,000 in June. What do you guys think? This is at a 76% vote. I personally think so. I think $3,000 is definitely knocking. And I do think that is very, very possible for Ethereum to go ahead and hit. I'm thinking maybe possibly by towards the end of the month, and it looks like this does expire on June 29th. So let's go ahead and see where things go. But I also believe that Ethereum does have a high probability of also hitting that $3,000 mark. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some charts and see where things are going. So this is a NASDAQ. NASDAQ is looking really, really good. Let's go ahead and clean up the chart a little bit. So as we see right here with the NASDAQ, has been holding on really, really well. And things are looking very positive overall. I mean, the NASDAQ did really well today, ended in a green. And we're actually really, really close by to hitting its all-time high. So the NASDAQ is just about a 1.18% move from hitting its all-time high that we saw back in February and December. Do you guys think that we are going to be making new all-time highs? I personally think so. I think things are looking very positive. I think a lot of positive bullish momentum is coming into the market right now. But the real question is going to be, will it be able to break? And that's really where we want to go ahead and focus in before making assumptions. But keep in mind, this is a very high area of selling pressure. So we could go ahead and break through that. We definitely will be seeing that reversal in the market. Everyone's going to be happy, and the market will be going berserks. And we'll be setting in a new record high, which is always fun, right? So NASDAQ is looking really good. Stock market is looking really good overall. Let's go ahead and take a look at gold and see how gold is performing. Surprisingly, gold is still lingering around this zone right here. Even though the market is performing pretty well, gold hasn't completely dumped. Let's go ahead and see where things go. I mean, I was already expecting gold to dump by here, but I mean, it's just been doing its thing. Possibly we could be seeing a mini head and shoulders pattern that could be forming. So we'll see where things go in the next coming days. But as I mentioned, usually we want to go ahead and see gold take a dip before we start to see the rest of the riskier asset classes start to rise up, right? So gold works as an inverse correlation, meaning that every time gold goes up, usually cryptocurrencies and stocks in the NASDAQ sector, tech sector, usually take a dive with it as well because it's considered high risk, right? So gold right now is it's looking decent, looking okay. I really want to see gold fall. I would like to see gold fall below $3,200. But gold is still doing its thing. It's undecisive. It does not know what to do. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is actually, before we even started the stream, it actually hit $110,000. So Bitcoin has now officially broken above our resistance. So that's really good. So Bitcoin has already broken this area. So Bitcoin so far is looking really good on a technical level. All we need Bitcoin to go ahead and do now moving forward is just continue to hold this range. As long as Bitcoin continues to hold $103,000, that will be really, really positive. And it looks like Bitcoin is trying to go ahead and break above its all-time high, which was $111,000, which actually just hit back on May. So things are looking very positive with Bitcoin. Like I said, I was never too concerned with Bitcoin itself. I did mention how I was possibly going to be entering a short on Bitcoin, but I said I was going to wait for confirmation. And I'm glad I did because I mentioned how I saw this possible head and shoulders pattern right here forming. And I think everybody also saw that as well. And everybody was shorting, and then a short squeeze happened. So it looks like a lot of people got liquidated with that pump to the upside. They got tricked in. So, yeah, you always want to wait for confirmation. You never want to assume a move's going to happen. If you assume, usually you could get lucky and it could go in your favor, but you can only do that so many times. So always wait for confirmation. I'm glad I did not place a short because I was planning on placing a short with Bitcoin, hoping to short Bitcoin and seeing Bitcoin come back down to $93,000. But as I mentioned last week that I wanted to go ahead and see Bitcoin struggle 103, close below it, And then I was going to consider entering a short to go ahead and ride all the way down to $93,000. And I'm glad I didn't do that because Bitcoin went ahead and faked everybody out into thinking this was a head and shoulders pattern and made a liquidation grab, pushing the price action very, very quickly. So Bitcoin is looking very positive once again. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum and see what's going on with Ethereum. So Ethereum's seen a little bit of movement. We are now entertaining the area where we wanted to go ahead and see these last couple of days. Actually, this whole entire month almost. It's been here for a whole month. Not this whole entire month. This is a brand new month, but all of last month, it's been in the zone for about a month. It's going to be going for a month and a few weeks. And finally, Ethereum is breaking out of this channel that we were talking about. So right now, as I mentioned, $2,700 was a very key area that I wanted to see. But overall, I wanted to go ahead and see Ethereum break past $3,000 because I mentioned that $3,000 for Ethereum is a very strong area of resistance. And as we see, this is an area where Ethereum tends to struggle, but it is a very strong area of support as well. So we could go ahead and see Ethereum continue to push back up towards that $3,000. There's a high probability we could go ahead and our new bottom for Ethereum will be around $2,700, and that will be our new support. So definitely some very exciting things. This just means, to keep it very simple for all of you, this means that we could be nearing an altcoin season, which is what we all are waiting for, right? So Ethereum's looking very positive, currently at $2,800. I was also looking to go ahead and place a long on this, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because I was considering a place in the long right here, and then the market dumped. So I was actually out of town over the weekend, so I wasn't really paying attention to the market, to be completely honest with you. I was involved with nature, taking a breather from the markets. I highly recommend all of you to do that. You need to go ahead and take a mental break from these markets. It could be very, very stressful. So I always recommend taking a break when needed to come back with a clear mind. So I wasn't really looking into the market these last couple of days, but yeah, definitely a really good trading opportunity right here. I will be considering entering long if I could continue to see this momentum in Ethereum pick up. And ideally, that would be Ethereum breaking past that $3,000 mark. Like I mentioned, that's a very key area of support and resistance. So initially would be resistance. And if Ethereum could go ahead and break and hold above that, that will become our new area of support, which is a very strong zone, right? So that would, for me, confirm if we could see Ethereum break above $3,000 and hold above, let's say, worst case scenario, between, let's just call it 2,500 to 2,700, that's going to be very positive. And that will now be our new low in the market temporarily, right? Until we go ahead and see the next bull market or bear market happen again. But Ethereum's looking very positive, and this just basically means that we could be seeing that run up on altcoins like we've all been waiting for, right? So very positive things in Ethereum, and congratulations to all of you that actually did went ahead and take a trade on Ethereum. Very scary times back here at around $1,500, but I do know a few of you went ahead and took some leverage positions and are doing pretty well. So congratulations on that. But yeah, some very key areas that we need to go ahead and see with Ethereum, as we always talk about: $3,200, 36, and 38. Highly recommend all of you write that down on a piece of paper, whiteboard. Remember that these zones are very important. We'll start off with 3,000, 3,200, 36, and 38. These are some very key areas that I'm personally looking at. And I do believe that we could start to see a lot of the alts perform pretty well at around Ethereum being around $3,600 to $3,800. So that could be a point to possibly consider taking some profits if you guys did went ahead and load it up on the dips back here at the bottom. So very good positive things for Ethereum overall. So yeah, definitely go ahead and keep your eyes in the market. I think we're going to have a really good month. I think we're really going to start to see this breakout in the market in the next coming days. Maybe we consolidate here, but I think we're going to be seeing that pump that we've all been waiting for. Stock market is about a 1% move from making all-time highs. So literally, we could see that happen by the end of the week. So some very exciting things in the market, and hopefully by our next live stream, which is going to be on Thursday with Tristan, we have some exciting things to talk about in the market. But realistically, the markets are looking good, looking positive. Bitcoin's looking really good. Ethereum still hasn't confirmed if we already hit our ultimate bottom, but it is giving us signs that the market is finally doing what we've been waiting for, which is pump. So some very exciting things. I think this is going to be a very exciting next couple months moving forward. I really do believe that it's going to be a really good buying opportunity in the next coming days as well. So definitely very positive things with cryptocurrencies in general, but overall, realistically, nothing major has changed. Yes, Bitcoin has hit its new all-time high, but no one really cares. Let's be honest. Everyone's waiting for that altcoin season. Everyone's waiting for Ethereum. And then until we really see Ethereum take off, that's when we're going to start seeing that altcoin season that we all talk about, right? We fantasize about it because that's where most of the money is made, altcoin season. One thing I've also wanted to go ahead and quickly take a look at is the Bitcoin dominance. Let's go ahead and take a look at how Bitcoin dominance has been performing. We have been talking about this these last couple days that I am in believe that we could be seeing Bitcoin dominance top once again very soon, and we could be seeing that rotation into Ethereum. And as we see these last 2 days, Bitcoin has definitely has been falling in its dominance, and that's probably one of the main reasons why we're seeing a little bit more strength in Ethereum. So overall, Bitcoin dominance is also showing us some pretty good signs, but we'll see where it goes. I mean, it looks like this could be the top for Bitcoin dominance. I do think that we could be seeing Bitcoin rip even higher relatively very soon. But for all of you that might not know, we want to go ahead and see Bitcoin dominance fall because that usually means we're going to have that rotation into altcoin season. So some very positive things in the market overall. And once again, just be aware we do have the Fed meeting coming up and June, which is actually in a few days. I believe about 7 to 8 days. And so that would be next week. We also have July and then September. So hopefully between then and now, maybe we get some positive news. The really good positive news would be rate cuts being announced in June. Possibility that won't happen, but we never know. Hopefully we could get some good news between June till September, but they did mention that September, there's a high probability that rate cuts will be happening. And that's where I really believe we're going to start to see this market rip as we've all been waiting for. So with that being said, I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications because we do go live twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And Thursdays, I go ahead and do the podcast with Tristan, which is another mentor at Decentralized Masters, very knowledgeable guy. Really, really highly recommend all of you, if you guys could join for that session as well, to go ahead and take a look. As always, I hope you all have a wonderful, great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And for all of you that are in our private community, I'll see you guys in my office hours relatively very soon. With that being said, take care, everyone, and have a great day.